Hi, welcome back to Feminism on Trial. I cannot believe that I forgot to include one of the best parts, I guess. I guess it's good because it's revealing, but one of the best parts of that church group I was talking about that has the men going and like being accountable for watching, naughty things online, or even if they cheated, like they've been going there for years and years, some of them well over a decade, and they're just there talking about how accountable they are and everything, but nothing is said about the women. Anyways, go back, it's a couple videos ago, but this was when the one man said women are holy and holy and honorable. So I think I had a mini stroke when the whole holy and honorable thing, because I forgot to tell you guys the other thing about the men in this group. Some of the wives, I don't know, maybe all of them, but at least some of them have required their husbands to take polygraphs, like lie detector tests, I guess, about if they'd seen anything naughty online, if they'd touched themselves recently. It's like, are you serious right now? You're gonna make these men take polygraphs. And also, men, what are you even doing? Don't do that. You don't have to be treated that way. You don't have to take a polygraph. If she doesn't trust you, that's on her. And if she doesn't trust you, it's gone. It's a requirement as a wife to trust. And I know a lot of women are going to be like, well, it was his fault, I didn't trust, blah, 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 blah. Well, fine, go ahead. If that makes you feel better to say that. But what I know is that it's a choice to trust. It's a choice. If you want to trust him, you will make the decision to trust him. End of story. And you will say, as I have said in the past, I don't try to snoop around, because it wouldn't matter what I found. It wouldn't change the fact that I love him. It just wouldn't. I'm committed. I'm ride or die. And I certainly would never make him take a polygraph. That is awful. And it is so sad that these men don't feel like they can be like, no, I will not do that. But anyway, I cannot believe I forgot to tell you guys that these men are taking polygraphs for these women. And I know at least one of these men is tracked. Like, his car is tracked. And I don't know, she's something on the internet to like check to see if he's been seeing anything that he shouldn't be seeing. I'm like, no, you don't have to put up with this, guys. You don't. Even if you've done something wrong, it doesn't mean that you're in jail now and you have to do everything they say for the rest of your life. You're guilty. That's not how it works. Anyways, so I wanted to share a local church is having a ladies' retreat. And I saw a Facebook ad for it. And I was like, oh, I gotta share this with my people. I gotta share it because it's too good. It's too good. And by good, I mean nauseating. So here are the things they're gonna talk about. They're gonna talk about meaningful Bible engagement. I mean, that's all right, I suppose. Prayer and accountability. I'd love to be a fly on the wall to watch a bunch of women sitting around talking about what they think accountability is. Just saying. Love to be a fly on the wall. I should give the benefit of the doubt, but I've seen what's out there. I'm sorry, can't. Next thing they're going to talk about, Schedule and life management. Really? Really? Do you know why you need schedule and life management? Because you're trying to do everything because you've got a career and you got your kids and it's too much going on instead of having your focus where it should be. If you are a grown-up woman and you need to go to church for schedule and life management, something else has gone awry. I think maybe you didn't have a dad who did that, created that structure so that you could learn. Next, friendship and fellowship. It's okay. It's okay. Motivation and encouragement. I would need some context on that motivation and encouragement part. This is great. You got to throw something in here like this. Opportunities for creative expression. What in the heck does that mean? And what does it have to do with being a woman and being a Christian? What does that have to do with anything? I do not know. Whatever. Also, I did notice something, and that is that this church, like so many others nowadays, has a female pastor. Well, that's not biblical. It's just not. Women are to keep silent in the church, and unless she's a mime, I don't think she's doing that. I may have written a message to them asking if they're going to be talking about, or no, I said, what did I say? I said, hi, I saw your ad about your ladies' retreat. Will you be discussing wives submitting to their husbands? What is your stance on that? Thank you. I'm excited to see what they say. It'll be something generic. It'll be something like, oh, we believe, as the Bible says, men and husbands and wives should submit to one another, blah, 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 blah. It's the same old. But, I can't help myself. I really wanted to. Sometimes I like to watch these people do their little mental gymnastics to try to explain how what they're doing is biblical or right or helpful or anything other than blatant feminism. Anyways, I made my own list of things I think they should talk about at this women's retreat that would be much more helpful and more biblical. And then I told my man, and I was like, ooh, can you help me add to the list? And he did. So I'll tell you what I had, and then I'll tell you what he added. I had patience. These are things that would be very helpful for women to work on. And I will tell you, hopefully some of you men are still listening, even if you heard the word Christian or Bible or whatever. Hopefully you're still listening, because even if you don't believe in God or the Bible or what have you, I bet you can believe that women need to work on some of these things. Let's see. Patience, humility, duty, submission. Then I asked my man to add to that. And he rattled off so quick I could hardly keep up and write it down. Chastity. Boom, right? Ladies, come on, keep those legs closed. Stop being 304s. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you more valuable. Ugh. Modesty. Ladies, cover up. Dude, stop it. Stop showing everybody everything. In person and on Instagram. Obedience. And that's important because not only submission to your husband, but obedience. There's two different things. And I'll make a video about that separately. But that's important. And I will say, you find women that do this, you're going to find women who are happy and peaceful. Not no. No, we don't want that. Oh, this was the other thing. Oh my gosh. This church group is like a gold mine for this evidence of feminism in the church. The other thing They said, I don't think I said this in the other video, but just in case, I'm going to say it again. So one of the guys stood up in the group of this men's group who are there to like, basically they're like in some kind of purgatory to pay for their sin of cheating or watching naughty things online or whatever their wives think they did. So one man stood up and said to the group, if your wife is screaming at you, don't retaliate. Don't scream back at her, which I think that's fair. Don't scream back at her. It doesn't do any good, right? But this is what he says you should do. Figure out why she's mad at you. So, if your wife is screaming at you, don't yell, don't scream back at her, don't anything. Just take it. Just basically take it and, figure out what you did wrong. What? No. I'm sorry. Can you imagine it the other way around? Just imagine it the other way around. If your husband is screaming at you, don't have a problem with it. If your husband is screaming at you, figure out what you did wrong, wifey. It's fantastic. When you say it the other way, in case anybody is confused about the state of affairs and thinks that this is somehow okay for the wife to scream at the husband, imagine it the other way around. Maybe you're not as extreme as I am and you don't think that women should obey their husbands or they shouldn't submit, but you can at least meet me halfway and know that the one partner shouldn't be screaming at the other and then figure out what you did wrong. Because just imagine it the other way. Do you think that that's how it should be, women? Do you think that if your husband is screaming at you, you should just figure out what you did wrong? No. If you're ever confused about if this is unjust towards the man, reverse the roles. Got your answer. So, anyway. Oh, I don't think I've forgotten anything about that group, anything more about that group. Wow. It's just feminism is just, it's in the churches. It's feminists have infiltrated the seminaries and they're teaching their pastors and ministers and reverends, whatever you want to call them, they're teaching them this stuff, like that men are all supposed to defer to women and women are somehow superior in some way. No. And again, I say, look around, use your own eyeballs. How's it going out there? Not too well. So, and it's not because the men are running everything and the men are ruining everything, because they've run everything and for all these years. And now we have this crumbling of Western society. 100 years, 150 years after feminism has led to all this. It's in the churches, it's everywhere. There's nowhere is safe from it. And we're just going to call it out everywhere it is. And hopefully it validates some of your all's experience if nobody has said this to you before about how churches are. Because you're not going to find refuge there. You're just not. You're not in the church. You will in the Word. You will when you go to God. But these churches are going to tell you, men, that you're wrong, that you're abusive, that you're the problem. Constantly going to tell you that and take you on retreats and tell you how bad you are. And they just enable these women. And frankly, these women get to the point where they're abusive and verbally and emotionally abusive themselves. And they've got the full endorsement of the church to do it. because it's the men's fault. They figure out what they did wrong. No, just say no. It's not okay. You don't have to be treated that way, you guys. You don't. And it doesn't make you less of a Christian to say no. I'm not going to do it. You don't have to do it. All right. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and take care. And I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I always forget to tell you.